Where we last left off was, yeah, we made it here to Turiola. You know, got the grand tour and all that. Nothing crazy. Got introduced. So, you know, we have a bit of an idea about all the different claimants. Like, they've been kind of sharing their personalities and characteristics with us, right? And we met Bajul Jaja, something like that, right? He was a meanie. He's like a bully, or but the two heads. So they maybe, I don't know. They're a bully. They're a big bully. That's what I learned. Definitely could not vouch for the stories. You definitely fall in the hater camp. If going by MSQ, you go 7 out of 10. If you went by content plus MSQ, you're going 9 out of 10. But 7 out of 10 is good. You're in the hater camp, but it's a 7 out of 10. It seems strange. Been doing some cleanup since then. Optional dungeons and stuff. Oh, I got it. Nice. To me, 7 out of 10 is like a solid, you know. Good. Maybe like, you know, okay, you know, I use the word solid, but maybe like, you know, 5 or 6 out of 10 is a kind of like solid-ish, maybe. But 7's like, ooh. You're a hater of the main character. Oh, I share. What's going on, Waves? How are you? Kev has arrived in the Trail of Dawn. I have indeed. There are ways to redeem it in future patches. That's very easy. Yeah. It sounds like your hate is more of... I mean, do you just like flat out hate the character, or more so just the utilization of the character? Yeah, Frog. Frog right here. Now we'll frogging it up. Are you Aminor? Waves, is that you? Are you Aminor? Or are you someone else? You really like Dawntrail. More than Endwalker. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's pretty good then. It sounds pretty good. Both, you always knew you'd hate Wuklamot because you're racist against Rothgars, so I see. More than Endwalker, you think? I just read that, but I'm just thinking about that. Well, because you're someone who... I remember you saying, well, a lot of people... I mean, there's a lot of people who love Endwalker. There's even more people, I feel like, who love Shadowbringers more than Endwalker. But Endwalker is still pretty highly regarded by a lot of people. Now, I did hear maybe from another camp of people who thought Endwalker as like an expansion as a whole was a little bit lackluster compared to, say, like a Shadowbringers. Like, I'm not just talking about story, but, you know, just the expansion as a whole. You might be. Okay, well, if that is you, Aminor, I think I deleted you off my friends list. So, because I didn't recognize the name and I was doing a little purging. So one of these days, if that is you, then I'll get you back on here. Even if you disconnect your dislike of Rothgars, there are legit problems with their actual writing utilization. Yeah, because, well, I think there's a couple camps when it comes to, like, so I think a lot of people, I know there's people who hate Wuklamot because of the whole, they don't like the voice acting and then the whole trans thing, which I actually think, like, I like the Wuklamot voice acting. I liked it ever since the character was introduced. And then there's people who dislike Wuklamot just because of how they steal the spotlight in the expansion, etc. So. Rude. To be fair, I changed names. Yeah, I mean, I was going through my list of, I'm like, if I didn't recognize your name, or then I was like, okay, well, let's remove. Poison frog secretions. Poison frog indeed. He sounds like a Rothgar. Yeah, well, like, the thing is, I remember when the character was first introduced in the patches, people some of the complaints had to do with the like femininity of the voice. Not everyone, but some people, right? And they were comparing it to the Japanese voice, from which I remember being sounding a lot more feminine. And how they preferred that. But for me, I was like, oh yeah, this is like, this is like it's a Rothgar, like a lioness. Like, I thought I liked it, so. You've arrived at your final Fantasia? Oh yeah, you changed it to a Femroth, right? Luke is basically a shonen anime protagonist, so in part it's about your tolerance of shonen anime tropes. Holds true in any anime. People think JP sounds better, but it doesn't. You just can't hear the cringe. Yeah. Yeah. I think we had the discussion about like anime in general, right? Because I didn't really like think about it, but yeah, and I remember hearing people talk about it too. They're like, you guys realize that like, what you hear in anime is like not really how Japanese people actually like talk, right? You like her JP voice a tiny bit more because she has a more youthful edge, but they are both good. I see. Okay. You did. Oh, I thought you were doing a Femroth. I thought that was like your big goal in Dawntrail. Hop into that. Anyway. Waves. People are complaining about the bad Spanish accents. You live in LA, people speak like that unironically. Yeah, I mean, also part of it is like, I guess if you're, really trying to be objective about it, it's like, Wuklamat isn't Spanish. Wuklamat's a Rothgar in a fantasy game. Right? So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, where I live too in the Bay Area, there's all there's so many different. It's a melting pot, right? And there's people with heavier accents, people with stronger accents, people with all sorts of variations between their accents and the way they talk, from their cultural or ethnic heritages. That's how off you think people's opinions are when it comes to judging VAs. Yeah. Anyway, I'm enjoying it so far. So let's continue on. I think we're Baruch's Evu's lovingly made tacos went to waste, and it's all that brutish Bakul. Yeah, Bakul Jaja. That's his name. Yeah, he stepped on the brown bag. That's effed up. Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna get into a lengthy cutscene here. Apparently, soon. I mean, we're meeting the claimants, so we shall see. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliolao cuisine tacos, but we should hurry and join Alphino and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you could head up from the Resplendent Quarter or even the eastern side of Talonmarch if you prefer. Now that you have an idea of how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Volok Shunza. Yeah, I'm gonna teleport as far as I can. My poor empty belly. Yeah. We'll do a little bit of teleporting. Well, I guess I never got that one. Yeah, I never got that one up there. I never ran up there. All right, we'll go. We shall climb. We'll take the I go up this way? I don't know. We'll see. So, what have we learned thus far? We've learned a couple things, right? The Chosen. Oh wait, are they? No, the Promised. That's what they're referred to as, the Promised, not the Chosen. We surmise that to be how they refer to the children of the current Dawn servant here. Wuklamat is the third Promised, right? So at first I was thinking, oh, they're referring to the Promised as all the claimants, but Bakul Jaja is not a Promised. So. And then we learned about, I already forget the names, but I'm sure we're gonna meet him soon. But the leader of the fighting force here, Like, he's supposed to be very strong, right? I think he's probably the first promised or something like that, I would assume. But very strong military might. I'm assuming Mamul Ja, right? Probably. So that's probably his little edge here. And then we also have Koana. Or Koano? One of those. Sorrel. We have a Sorrel 2.0 who has brought many innovations over to Uriola here. Ethernets and didgeridoos. That's what they call them, didgeridoos. So that's his edge, right? Bahatia. That's good. That's clever. Yes. I've attuned myself. Where's my prize for attuning everywhere? These are big ass doors. Oh yeah. Speaking of big ass doors, you know, we learned a little bit more about the eastern gate over here that leads across the chasm. You know, fight between some big boys in the past, built by other big boys and whatnot. How those big boys at one point were like, you know, claiming territory in the area in Tural until they went up north, and then they went to go hide. They're like, no more. For some reason, no one knows why. They found something. And then what else? Yes, that's about it. I feel like, you know, lots of good stuff. Temperaments of the folks, right, or of the promised at least, right? People there, they said Wuklamat is a lot more approachable than the other ones. And Wuklamat herself, very adventurous, very full of vigor, but very inexperienced when it comes to things, right? Aaronville, do you have a better feel for the city now? Yes. There are so many narrow, winding streets, but even if you get lost, all you have to do is keep heading up, and you'll arrive at the palace eventually. Yes. We saw a two-headed Mamul Ja on our way here, another claimant in the right of succession, according to Aaronville. Yes. The food is amazing. A passing Mamul Ja let us try a fruit called Cherimoya, and it was just sublime. Okay, and then I think we talked about this. Oh, can I climb this? Yes. The questions about the right of succession that I had coming into this. How often do they happen? How big of a spectacle are they? Rules that follow the right. And by spectacle, I mean, it sounds like they really don't get, you know, foreigners here. It's not like a thing where, like, it doesn't feel like a thing where foreigners will come and, like, watch, you know. But it's a big event here, for sure. I'm curious when the last one was. Wuklamat, you made it. Good. Then we're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Mountain Chromite chest gear. Upon speaking to Aaronville, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Okay, you guys all ready for the cutscenes here? Are we ready? All right, let's go. Am I ready? I think I'm ready. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best as I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly girls. Girls. Hey, we kind of did the same thing. I understand all too well. Charlene had the same effect on me. Right then, now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home, and to meet the allies I've chosen. Oh yeah, maybe we'll see Thancred Urianger with Koana here. Given how impulsive he is though, there's no telling what we might be in for. I hear the clanging of metal. Justinian.
Justinian? When did he get here?
Okay, how come he's not shirtless with beads of sweat running down his chest? Like we got in the patches.
What's the point? Why is he here?
Why?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
Papa. It's Papa. I'm just here for vacation, and Estinians, you know, fighting the Dawn server, no big deal.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter.
All right, we hear the voice for the first time here. Real, we need shirtless Estinian. You gotta show off the graphics and all that, right? Okay. Vow of Resolve. Golul Jaja. Remember what the... You think he's sleeping over there? Having a nap?
Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
Establishing some power scaling here. Well, he's on par with the first as well then.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that man there.
Look no further than that man in the short shorts over there.
I see you, warrior.
Game recognized game, I suppose, right? Just here for vacation. I have 2 belts. Don't mess with
We
me.
had no idea you meant to visit Taral.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
Yes, you did.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
Yeah. He was maybe like the first of us to arrive here as well, right? Because we saw him getting on a ship while we were all chilling in Charlene.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
Yeah, one head dozing. Golul Jaja knows this. You can't wear that outfit without being a badass. That's right. The only thing that would make this better is if I had a fanny pack. How come? Is there a fanny pack accessory? I mean, I could wear the backpack. Oh, they need a fanny pack accessory. Is there one in this game?
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Yeah, he's just taking a nap. The head of reason. That's very reasonable. Not exactly. Oh, so there is a fanny pack somewhere, but I'm assuming it comes like attached to a shirt or something. Or like a chest piece.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamati. So Lamat. And then the T, the Yi part.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
KevWasHere T. Oh, casual jacket. So we all know at some point that head's gonna wake up. If something's gonna go down, it's gonna be badass when the head of reason wakes.
When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonesh.
It's Erenville now, Dawn Servant.
Elenesh. Sounds like Lord of the Rings or something.
I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then.
Erenville. Elenesh sounds a lot more regal. And you got Erenville.
And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies.
Yes.
Ha! All-tempered steel. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the Rite is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
I was just thinking of the whole Spanish accent thing when he was speaking. Okay, well.
Then I shall leave you to it.
Estadian!
Good fortune, my friends.
What are you gonna do? Just hang out? Go hunt something? Bring food to the locals? Sorrel! It's Sorrel! Look! There's Sorrel! Sorrel's right there! Guy's always gotta roll with his little entourage. I guess we're Wook Lamont's entourage though, so can't say much. He's enjoying his Dawntrail. The city's on vacation. Yeah.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zorolja.
Zorolja, yeah. Fierce combatant Zorolja. He looks noble. He doesn't look like a bully, but maybe he is a bully. You never know. Sorrel.
Second promise, Ona.
Did he say Ona? Like the K was like silent? Because I was kind of talking. Ona. Sorrel 2.0. Bahatia.
The third promise, Uklamat.
And you. I was not silent.
And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja.
Chosen of Mamuk. Bakur Jaja. But he said Kona, not Koana. Kona, right?
You four will compete in the Rite of Succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position.
Yeah, I was just I mean that answers the question. I was curious like why now? But he's getting older. That's it. Age catches up to us. Kona, yes. Kona rhymes with Lona. What's going on, Gray? Indeed it does. You stumbled onto the jump puzzle since you entered the cutscene and have been doing it. Oh, I'll have to go find this jump puzzle and conquer it just in a jiffy after this.
But mine is a torch that has never been passed.
Never.
Tuliyola is young, and so I look to the always for inspiration.
Mine is a torch that has never been passed. Because Tuliyola is young. Okay.
The Rite of Succession, the means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyola I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulcha at all.
Well, yeah, you know, it ain't all about the heads, right? Because with these 2 heads, he still got 4 eyes. Same as Kona. Kona's got them 4 eyes too. Like a nerd.
So I gave
Sir
the
Bell.
right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
That's where Bakul Jaja enters, huh?
Now you have us to compete against.
Yes.
Though it seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Whoa, I want to hear the voice for this guy here. So, let me... Oh, this is there. There's 2 of them, one with the vista, one without. There's 2. Oh, okay. We can go look for those. That looks serious.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral.
Tural. Whoa, what a voice. Zak Tural, too. In the north, right? Leading the Landsguard. Yeah, he's the leader of the Landsguard. And we learned that Tural Vidral are creatures, very old creatures, right? 2 heads. Oh. Like dinosaurs, well, not dinosaurs, but they've done something to live that long, right? It makes them dangerous. Dangerous.
Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Yeah.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural.
Probably gonna involve like the people who live here too.
And find the City
Oh.
of Gold.
I thought it was gonna be something like involving the populace, right? Because he seems very like inclusive. But like win the trust of the populace in some way. So the City of Gold. Find the City of Gold, which I imagine will be in the north, perhaps. Not where we're going right now. Will be.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact.
Okay, it seems to be some sort of reflection in the glasses. I thought maybe he had some like high-tech glasses. He's got some like a HUD that he's seeing through on the right side over here. How are you liking Dawntrail new graphics so far? It's good. It's good. We just started Dawntrail on Thursday, so very new, but I'm excited for the new adventure. I like it so far. I like the setup and what we've seen thus far as well.
If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
The City of Gold was the friends that we made along the way. That's the lesson.
Are you for us proof my unbroken word? For I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliobal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions. And we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City.
I can't wait for this dude to wake up from his nap. I think something badass will happen. Will be happening and will happen when this dude wakes up. When he pulls the cloth over. It's like, I am awake now.
I mean to have you do the same. But in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
Oh, is it gonna be the Oh, I wonder. Yeah, what's going on, Sorrel? Hello, hello, hello. The One Piece is real. I know the One Piece is real. But I'm still wondering if the City of Gold is actually cyberpunk. Sorrel, you're here in Dawntrail. Oh, okay. No hourglass yet. Oh, it's from like this looks exactly the same from the statues. Or the glyphs, whatever, you know, the things, the poles outside. Yeah, it's the same ones.
The Tuliyola saga.
The saga, yes.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth.
Okay. So, that's really cool. I like that. Because I feel like, you know, he's got like a grand lesson to impart by walking this. So, in a way, we're sort of kind of correct in our assumption of like, you know, something involving the people, because what he did through the saga was, or, you know, the saga tells how he united the people. So, it'd be interesting.
Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Oh, you're so astute, Sorrel. So astute. Yeah, I met your clone. Got your clone right here. Bahatia.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
It's more than a contest.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge.
I like the
You
idea
may
of this,
think
though.
the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both. But I am yielding our nation's throne.
Yeah, he needs someone of a similar mindset to him, right?
Let me
As well.
have this final indulgence.
Just in the same way how the reason they allow the claimants to recruit from outside, right? It's to unite people, not just from within, but from around. This would be good.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja just successor and be done with it.
The rite of cessation begins now. I'll be watching your progress with great interest.
Bukul Jaja will need to open Bukul Jaja's mind before Bukul Jaja is ready to claim the throne.
And Clement, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
Grandfather?
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryle Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf.
Dude, this is... the fact that you said that One Piece is real, this does remind me so much of One Piece, right? Because it's like, you know, the old pirate crew that went off to discover One Piece. And then, you know, Kryle's grandfather was of that crew. And then, you know, reliving that journey again. Following the little compasses, you know, and all that.
Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the
I'm sure
matter.
you'll learn through the journey.
Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time. I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the right of succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
Oh, Kryle. We're gonna get some Kryle action in this expansion. We're gonna paint some pictures. Look at those short shorts.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
All right, I like the setup. I'm ready. Ooh. Are we gonna see the rest of the crew here in a bit, or what?
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
Hell yeah.
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
I don't know if this is because I have the freaking G-Shade thing on or whatever, but like... this looks so good. Like, it's so pretty. I'm talking about like this little bloom, blur thing kind of going on. The contrast between the foliage here and the background and all that.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend, and there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
What do you think Raha's doing right now? Taking a cat nap, maybe? I want to see where this journey leads.
So you are committed to your path? I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Big boy pants. It's time to put on the big boy pants. Who's that?
Here they come!
Is that his vice captain?
Saralta!
Vice captain?
Fierce and mean. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
He hasn't said a word yet.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry.
Tonawatan
Once
something.
you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please.
Serelja. Take heart, tiller of the soil. The Resilion son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
Okay, so I forget what clan what's the clan of these guys with this kind of face here, but they seem to be like the you know, like the intelligent aid to the more warrior like of this Bumulja kind. You're right. Regardless if their heads are attached or not.
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the Landsguard.
Zoralja. I'm trying to. His is the one name I just keep forgetting for some reason. Zoralja. Zoralja. Z.
Serelja, the palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Gurul Jaja.
Yep. That's what he's got going for him. Strong warrior. He's got the blood of the Dawn Servant in him. Like
And
the perfect
Resilient Son,
match.
Is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion, common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
Oh, I didn't even notice the scales. I wasn't paying attention to that. Interesting. How was he conceived? Immaculate conception? Also, this reminds you, like, you know, Jurassic Park or something, right? Life finds a way.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
Alice's in love.
He's a natural swordsman. A gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists.
Okay. Now, when they say foreign lands, like, how foreign are we talking here? I actually wasn't expecting that. Or, I mean, I wasn't expecting him to sway so far as, like, you know, to be labeled as an expansionist until now. Interesting.
This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soralja, the warmonger.
The warmonger. So, you know, all of that, I would have thought maybe she was referring to Bakul Jaja, because, but no, this guy's the warmonger. Interesting.
Cryon, are you all right?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions. Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire.
You know, maybe that's why the Dawn Servant has, molded this rite of succession in the way he has, right? Because I feel like he's meaning to impart lessons. And then maybe he was even thinking about his own, like, you know, blood son. Like, he's got the skills. but he's a warmonger. Like maybe I can show him what I went through.
It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Sorrel.
Second promise. You must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier.
The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new.
Or is this camp called like the progressives or something?
Support.
The liberals?
With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but
Scientology?
the rite of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Yeah, so the first one's like, we need you in charge so we can have more land.
As always.
That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
These guys are like, we need you for the tech, for the infrastructure.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
What do I think Wuk Lamont or Kona can learn from the trials in your theory? I mean, in a general sense, in a general sense, probably what the current Dawn servant's like vision is for, or how to lead, in his kind of view. I mean, right, you know, because each claimant seems to, they have strengths, right? You know, Zarul, the first one, right? He's very strong. He's a military man, but he doesn't share the same, you know, ideas of, you know, he's an expansionist. He doesn't share the same ideas of say, the Dawn Servant, perhaps. Just, I don't know. In a general sense, I feel like his path that he's setting them on is the path he took to unite the lands, right? So, whatever they can glean from that, working with other people and all that, right?
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
I mean, like, someone like Wuk Lamont seems to have the idea, like a similar ideology, but she lacks, you know, the actual experience of going out and uniting and whatnot. The trials and exertion of that. You made it up the second jump. The weather is foggy? No, it's not. It's sunny. You're lying. It's sunny. Look at that.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
Oh yeah, the railway. I remember we saw like a train. Some of the stuff leading up to this.
Goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuk Lamont actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
Yeah, I know this is a locked weather cutscene, because when I entered the cutscene, it was like pitch black. Oh, it was nighttime. Oh, and then someone like Kona, right? Very innovative, someone who's bringing, you know, tech and ideas from the outside, but maybe, you know, what he'll learn from doing this rite of succession is what can be found from within, right? Instead of only relying on outside sources for inspiration. You know, maybe the Dawn Servant is like, maybe Kona can learn inspiration from our people here and what how they live and what they employ to survive, things like that. You know what I mean?
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants.
Mixed reception here, huh?
Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyolan. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. A pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise.
The Mamuk. I'm trying to remember that.
His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Yeah. Interesting ideas. Yeah, I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be specifically what I said, but it's just, again, it's just more so the journey, right? The journey that I took to unite the lands, just as a way to open their minds, right? Because right now what they're doing is they're portraying each claimant with a specific mindset. Like, this is what their aim is. This is what they're good at. But just like the One Piece, right? People speculate, what is the One Piece? And many pirates think the One Piece is this one grand treasure. But maybe the One Piece was the journey and the friends that we had along the way, you know?
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
Oh, they're all leaving. Wait, that's rude. Hey, you sit your ass back down. About to punch some fools out here. That's rude.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
And then, like we said, Wuklamot has the ideology, but it's like, you can't just have the ideas. You have to find a way to achieve it as well, right? What happens when you're faced with a decision where it seems like, you know, peace isn't the only answer? Can you find peace in that scenario in some way? What will it take to achieve that, right?
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era. and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
The Hanu smiles. Oh, I think I missed it. I didn't see it. But they seem very nice, the or at least that Hanu.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
You got it.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the Rite of Succession?
Of the Dawn's promise? I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Inexperienced.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
It's fine. More than anyone, I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better.
Better?
That's not the word.
Wuklamat, I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling.
Just different. Right? The Hanu smiles make you smile every time. Okay, we're gonna have to go find ourselves a Hanu smile and force them to smile. Yes.
Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
She's the Luffy. She's Luffy right now. Right. Whose power may end up being the ability to bring folks together.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Ah, what a beautiful sunny day. A little bit of clouds, very blue skies. Oh, no, what happened? How did it become like this? It was just sunny a minute ago. As you just witnessed, Wuklamat has no great army of supporters. Not yet, at least. I know not what drives Zoralja, but it engulfs him like an inferno. The two-headed claimant, Bakul Jaja, treats everyone around him as a lesser beings. No doubt he'll try to elevate the Mumulja above other races should he become Dawn Servant, not unlike how the Garlean Empire afforded special status to pure-blood Garleans. Yes. So Kona, the second promise, is intent on developing his country by means of Sharlayan innovations. Given his background, I suppose it should come as no surprise. Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliyollal saga. Might I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars? We could check for any discrepancies between them. Yeah, let's go take a look. Very stormy, or very foggy. Everyone has a tablet, then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. Are we gonna have one of those mini games where I have to look for something and click something? Because I'm the best at those. I never get stuck on those, ever. Hold on, we'll get to all your comments in a hot second here. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn Servant said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Doraos peoples, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. And we have the answer here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Turiolaos saga. The events the glyphs portray, do we know the exact locations where they took place? No, but maybe we know where the... I mean, if we don't, maybe we know, because a lot of the glyphs portray a certain race. Perhaps there's like a inhabited land where they tend to congregate. If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pelu Pelu village. Oh, is this the branching path that we're finally gonna get here? Which is about the same distance from here. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about that storm we passed through at sea. Apparently it ravaged Yoctoral several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea's, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If we want to avoid wasting time taking a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend, a few moments making inquiries. Why would you do that? That's rude. If it's information we need, leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. Okay, who's the information keeper in these lands? It would be prudent to ensure we prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Oh, this area. I actually haven't explored this area yet. I'll see. You'll get around to Viper. Haven't played a ton of melee. You play more caster in range. Oh, I see. I actually am. I generally favor ranged. But Final Fantasy XIV is where I really learned to love melee classes. Haven't unlocked Picta. It won't even be a contest. There's no such thing as a caster you enjoy. Haven't unlocked Picta yet. You like melee and don't like casting. Now, okay, so there's a lot of us who are just like I prefer melee or I prefer ranged. Because in World of Warcraft, I was a hunter. I was a ranged lad, and I loved it. But here, I've actually learned to love some melee here, especially in PvP. Viper's Remain, beat out Red Mage for you. Viper reminds you of Enhancement Shaman from WoW for some reason. Enhancement Shaman, yes. I remember Enhancement Shaman. Well, Enhancement Shaman was very... I mean, you would think maybe a Viper would remind you more... I was gonna say rogue maybe, which you might think might be more of a ninja, but ninja has a lot more ranged. I feel like ninja should be a ranged job, not necessarily melee. It's a mix. I really like Viper too. Yeah, Enhancement Shamans were all about those big melee crits, big melee damage, enhancing your melee capabilities. I remember. Then you had Elemental Shaman, which was more elemental, more magic. And then I don't know what the third one. Oh, Restoration. You had Restoration Shaman for healing. Good times. Now I think I claimed this already. Yes, I did. Welcome to the Forard Cabins. Yes. I like Viper. I've been liking Viper more than Picto. That's right. The reservation is under Wuklamat's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Ooh, dude, this seems like a dope vacation spot. I wouldn't mind vacationing here. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you finish organizing your gear, you can meet us outside. Yes. Greetings, visitors of Tutuliolal, and welcome to the Farard Cabins. Whenever you're ready, I will show you to your rooms. Is there a TV in there? You played some Melee? Done about everything through to at least 50. Monk and Sam to 80. Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I have a lot of jobs that I have leveled to a certain degree, but haven't really actually like, played. Oh wait, we're going over there, but I wanted to look. Ah, shit. Okay. F. Which is a good thing, one less Viper slot to contend with. I'm a Viper. She's a Viper. We're all Vipers. Nawal, are you still there? Nawal is just still camped out over there. Yeah, I'm trying to make Viper my PvE melee DPS, because I don't really have one. I'll come hop up there in a second. Trust you to be the keenest to head out, Kev. But where are Ehrenvel and Wuklamat, I wonder? Oh look, they're here! Oh look, the Hanu Hanu. The Hanu Hanu does look very happy from that silhouette that I just saw. Oh good, you're all here. Who might your companions be? It reminds me of like a dog. Not dogs just have that happy look all the time. Seeing as we needed information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. Yeah, these two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. Which one did you all do first? Hanu Hanu or Pelu Pelu? Pelu Pelu. Burup, burup. I give you credit for taking initiative at least. What do you mean at least? I am honored that the third promise would seek my advice. I too am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions when we need to act independently, so I brought these for the two of you. Oh, we're link shelled up now. The power of link shells. What's this? Or a link pearl, I should say. It's called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. Is that so? What a handy thing to have. I'm curious what those look like, because, you know, never really see them in my ear. It'll be very useful on our travels, and it was invisible when they handed it over. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two new friends here. What do we have? You did Pelu Pelu, you did Hanu Hanu, Hanu Hanu. That's because Urkopacha hits closer to home for you. Oh, I see. Yeah. Pelu Pelu, because they're at least human shape. You did Burbs. Pelu first. Hanu Hanu and Nadoya. Do not dishonor the Haka. You love the Pelu Pelu area though, love the music too. Guys, Limit Break found art. Alright, Limit Break. Give me your pitch. Give me your pitch. Your best one. We're all ready for it. Come on. I'm ready. What do you have to offer me? I must know. I've been so curious. The Tuliyola saga features a number of Tural's clans. Two of those, the Hanu Hanu and the Pelu Pelu, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are a cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village, Okhanu, is located in Kozamauka. The other, smaller fellow, is one of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Urkopacha. They appear in the Lay of Gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods in Wachunpelo, their village. Now as for deciding which village to visit first, why don't you put that adventurous instinct of yours to work for us, Kev? Pick our destination. Ooh, what are we gonna do first? I don't know. I'm so conflicted. I think I'm more interested in seeing the Pelu Pelu area just because of Final Fantasy X. Which means I will probably do the Hanu Hanu first.